Can I tell you that the last couple episodes of this season, I was like, I swear to God, if Olivia gets married, my husband was like, you need to calm down. And I was like, but she's a child. So,
Right.
yeah, I'm so glad that, yeah, I'm glad that Trisha slapped him across the face and actually said, she's a child. I was like, oh, thank
Yeah,
God.
my
Anyway,
favorite moment.
thank you for taking the time to talk to me. I was bowled over by the ambition of the show. Like, I love Grease. I feel like, American institution, but I was just like, when I was watching the first episode, I was like, holy shit, like this is a huge show. So I
Yeah.
stopped watching. Yeah. You are so fantastic on this. And I have to say that the four of you as a unit, it's such a big joyous burst of energy every episode. I was so excited to see those big group scenes together. um I'm just gushing now. So I have to say, okay, question, serious now. In episode one, Olivia tells McGee that she's never gone to school without her brother.
Mhm.
I wanted to know from you how much it's you say that very quietly almost, and I was wondering how much that actually scares her being by herself, because in the first couple of scenes, Olivia is by herself, but is more on her own terms. She's like sitting by herself reading in a quiet place. But I was curious, like actually being like adrift, how much that might actually scare her.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely scares her a lot, I think, because I mean, they grew up, I mean, they're twins, so
Mhm.
they grew up together and
Mhm.
like she literally has not left her brother's side since they were little.
Mhm.
So it's just like, and also because of all that stuff happening to her, it's like she always has that anchor near her, her brother or her family. Family's huge for her. And so just losing him or being away from him and not having that anchor and having to really deal with the world by herself
Mhm.
actually is very, very nerve-wracking for her. And I think that's why it's such a huge deal, especially in the first episode and as it keeps
Mhm.
going, and especially in the eighth episode when she has her freak out.
Mhm.
It's really because like she's losing her brother, like she's losing pretty much everything she's ever known her whole life.
Mhm.
uh, and so, yeah, I think it's a huge thing for her.
Yeah. There's like a difference between like, oh, if doing it on your own terms of like spending time with yourself, but if all the circumstances align where she is quite literally has nothing to turn to, I imagine how scary,
Yeah.
terrifying that would be.
Yeah.
Um, I had the pleasure of speaking with Samantha Hawkins, and I'm going to be talking to Angelina next week. And I'm a costumes nerd. And when I spoke to Samantha, something that I was really impressed with Olivia's costuming is, first of all, it really elongates you. I feel like I can't really pinpoint the right word of this Olivia's style. I was really drawn to. I don't want to normally be like, let's talk about clothes, but
No, I love it.
I think that's very im, it's brought up. You have a song about it. I mean, sorry to distract. And I was just curious maybe what kind of like confidence Olivia has just from how she presents herself with the clothes on her body, because I think I was really drawn to that aspect of your character.
Yeah, I think I mean, Sam was absolutely amazing. Every single time I went to the dressing to like have my little meeting or whatever, she was always
Yeah.
like, "So what do you want to wear? What do
Oh.
you feel good in?" And
Hmm.
every time I put something on, if it was like red, I'd be like, I don't feel very I don't want to go on set like this.
Yeah.
She was just amazing at like knowing how we felt as like playing the characters,
Hmm.
how good it feels. But then I think as Olivia wearing those outfits, it's very much, yeah, I mean, it's confidence. When she has those tight outfits on, her body
Just
showing,
like
she's like,
boom. Yeah.
yeah, like, yeah, I'm here. I am Marilyn Monroe right now, you know?
Hmm.
Like she was just I mean, I loved those outfits too. And then when like the whole thing happens when they can't wear those clothes anymore and
Hmm.
she has to change her style, you notice that she starts to get a little back in her quiet space and
Yeah.
she starts to change a little bit back to what she used to be. Um,
Mhm.
before the change happened. But yeah, I think Sam did, and Angelina did a great job too at the beginning of the series, like just really bringing out that like just confidence and sexy vibes that
Mhm.
Olivia has. But yeah, it was so fun.
Yeah. I was actually wondering if you think that Olivia would let Nancy really design something for her.
No.
You don't want a lobster poodle skirt? You don't want any of
Listen,
that?
I think no, honestly, I think she probably would, but just be like, I'm gonna wear it at home.
No. Well, there's something that's like Olivia's wardrobe. There's something a little bit more uh it's very like classic, whereas
Right.
maybe Nancy and her bold vision uh,
Yes.
just doesn't fit right with her, and that's fine. It's just
Yeah.
different perspective.
She killed it on the pink lady jackets
Oh
though.
yeah, those are great. Um, so at the end of the show, Cynthia refers to Olivia as a cool cynic, but then she refers to Jane as, can't read my own handwriting, unshakable optimist. There's something about the bond between the two of you that I think is very important because I think those two characters really agree on a lot of things, but they pursue the options or they pursue the solutions in a completely different way. And I
Right.
was curious if you can talk to me a little bit about the bond between Olivia and Jane, just because I think it's very subtle, but I think it's also just important to the coreness of the Pink Ladies.
Yeah. I mean, I think Jane is the person who really brought the real Olivia out, who was
Mm-hmm.
able to do it other than her family at home. You know, it was like, oh, this is finally a person who really sees me for who I actually am.
Mm-hmm.
And is able to bring that, yeah, bring that out of me. And so, or Olivia. Um, I just think like she realizes that and she's like, oh shoot, yeah, we're so opposite and we're so different. But like, I mean, I think Olivia does the same thing for Jane. She
Yeah.
really does bring out that and also kind of grounds Jane sometimes because Jane can go up in the clouds a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And she's kind of like, hey, listen, we can't really do that right now. All right. Calm down. Let's relax and really think about what's actually happening in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I think that is the great opposites attract moment of just,
Mm-hmm.
and we are able to bring each other ourselves out of each other. And
Yeah.
it's great.
Just hearing you say that, it's sort of just like, hey, chill out. It's just
Yeah.
fine.
Relax. But then he's always telling me, like, stop being like that. Come
Yeah.
on, be happier. You can be.
Oh wow. Um, I do want to ask about some choreography, if I
Oh,
may. I just got off with Ari, and I feel like I was blown away by what y'all have to do because it is intimidating. And there's something that I think you bring as Olivia into a lot of the choreography where there's like in Sorry to Distract, there's a lot of punctuation with movements, but it's also kind of smooth and sensual. But also, I was really blown away with your big ballad at the end, I'm Alone. You are like not doing almost any choreography, you're like walking. And I loved how the choreography could tell like the character arc there. So I guess I just want you to talk to me like uh like I don't say dancing style, but I mean like how did you physically want Olivia to come out in her movement?
mm, it's a little difficult. I feel like
Yeah.
when we were rehearsing, it kind of just happened, and I think,
Hmm.
and then when we got on set, it was more like, okay, I have the costume on, I have everything on. Now I can really be the Olivia that I want to be,
Hmm. Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I just think I mean also Jamal and the team Lou and Jeffrey, they were absolutely phenomenal with helping
Hmm.
us, especially if we didn't like get it as quickly. Like they were just always so helpful. And even the dancers from Vancouver, they were the sweetest and always would help us through everything. But I think with that too, they were always during rehearsals, they were always like, remember, you're still a character. Like, remember, you are still
Mhm.
Olivia. You are still Nancy. You are still Jane. Like, bring those characters out. We don't want it to be perfection choreography all the time. You can mess up, but it's
Yeah.
Olivia's mess. You can mess up.
Ah,
It's Cynthia's mess up, like it's
yeah.
just, it was, and even like when we had solos in like a number, like if you messed up a little bit, just add a little like, ooh, because of Olivia. Um, but just things like that. I think they were helpful. The team in general and the creative team was very helpful in helping us find
Yeah.
who our characters were in the choreography.
Yeah, I spoke to Jamal and he was just, I don't know why I thought, maybe because he just seemed like a super intimidating dude. He's like just the nicest person in the whole wide world. I was like, oh, like you're
Yeah.
like sweet. Oh, I'm an idiot. So yeah, you're just so nice. I don't
He's like a dream to work with too.
like otherworldly talented. Like it sort of blows my mind.
Yeah. And so calm and so patient. It was insane.
Yeah. I have to, I mean, I sort of blew up about Mr. Daniels at the start, but I mean, I wanted to know, I guess, Olivia feels sort of lost. She latches on to Mr. Daniels because that feels very safe for her. It's a familiar feeling that, I imagine if you feel lost or you feel adrift, if that feeling comes creeping back in, even if you know it's bad, the safety of that is something to latch onto. And I guess I wanted to know like since she's Olivia's coming back to those feelings, is she like totally aware that it's bad, or do you think that she's just like, I don't want to say lost in a trance, but I mean, emotionally, do you think that is something that she is conscious of, or is that she's just so under the spell of that she can't help her actions?
I think she knows. She definitely knows that it's bad. But again, like that's her safe place, like her brother. It's
Mm-hmm.
just he's the one who calms her down. He's the one who, I mean, grounds her. And even like the year before, like this takes place, the whole rumors and everything during that time when she was getting made fun of and all this stuff, he was the person that was there for her.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, when she decides to marry him, I think in her mind, the reason she does it is because she's like, well, okay, my brother's leaving. He's gone for forever.
Mm-hmm.
And he is in the 50s, he is a successful white man. I
Mm-hmm.
am a young Latin woman who can't go to college because we don't have enough money, who is not going anywhere anymore because
Mm-hmm.
I can't. So this is
Yeah.
the person who can take care of me for the rest of my life. And
Mm-hmm.
and that I think is the same reason why her parents for a second are okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're like, okay, well, yeah, he's successful.
Sure. This,
Yeah,
oh,
let's marry her off. Our daughter needs a life, and
yeah.
this is where she's gonna go.
There's like some of those interactions, it was like that you have, especially when you're alone with him, it sort of made I had a very visceral reaction, like when he's like denying that the relationship ever happened. And you were like, you gave me books and we talked about it, and this was
Yeah,
really a very intimate relationship. I was like, I don't know what to talk about. I was like, oh my God.
yeah,
And I don't know, I had a very strong opinion about it, and then it was, whew,
yeah. Oh,
knew that
I
that would
remember
happen to
reading.
me.
I remember reading it, and I was like, "Oh, what's
Oh.
happening here?" And yeah,
Yeah.
and then like when they didn't tell me about the wedding,
Oh, they
and
didn't? Oh my God.
um, they did not. I found out, I think, through one of the casting directors. She was like, "Hey, we're gonna come visit." I was like, "Amazing! When are you coming?" She was like, "When you film your wedding," and I was like, "What wedding?" And then I texted Annabelle, and I was like, what's happening?" She's like, "Oh crap, they told you."
You just walk into the costume trailer and like, here's your wedding dress. And
Yeah,
what?
what's happening?
What?
Yeah.
Wow. Um, I guess one incredibly serious question to leave you with. I sort of want to know this. Grease or Grease 2?
Oh, people are gonna. I love Grease one.
Yeah.
That, yeah, you can't go like Come on. But my friends, I have really close friends who hit me every time I say that because their favorite is Grease too.
The funny thing is, I actually remember when I was a teenager, I saw Grease 2 before I saw Grease. And
Yeah.
yeah, so it was sort of like I have this weird allegiance to I guess I was also just like this quiet, shy, queer kid who was like, I love Michelle Pfeiffer. So I feel like afterwards I was just like, oh, Grease 2 is way better than Grease. So now I feel like I'm asking everybody that, especially if the show is back on. So
Yeah.
thank thank you so much for your time. I was just so blown away by the ambition of the show. And I have to say also, you have such a beautiful voice. It's sort of it was so crazy to me. Every time it just comes out of your mouth. I was like, oh wow, just there it is.
Is it?
So thank you for letting me gush at you for 20 minutes. And
Thank you.
yeah, I just love the show. So thanks so much.
Thank you. It's so nice to meet you.
You too. Have a good rest of your day.